Tell me what happened, Mr. Jackson. Tell me what happened.
Stanley hurt that woman.
I lied the first time. I told him that I was outside. I didn't want to be in the room.
I wrapped her up in a blanket and I buried her.
I grabbed the knife. I killed her.
To get the guilty person put away, there's not a better feeling in the whole world if you're in law enforcement.
At some point, justice comes around.
When you work on a cold case, you look at it as a challenge. You look at it as a puzzle. It's a kind of unusual case. And we come into town to make sure that all the pieces fall into place.
The last time anybody saw Alma was at the Oasis Club. She was dancing, and then her body was found 2 days later.
I saw the car.
He realizes that it's a body.
What'd they tell you?
They told me that they had found her dead.
How can we not try to solve this case? It's not like there's one man who has a reason to want her dead, which makes this case that much harder.
Apparently, we got our work cut out.
To me, he's an obvious suspect.
Well, I'm glad you thought of it, because the defense lawyer will.
She was in fashion. She had her own business where she was making custom dresses.
And they find her remains out here in Waller County 11 years later. The last time you saw your wife alive, you can picture everything. You're never going to have a slam dunk case. You have to make it as good as you can and ask yourself, what would a jury say if they heard all these little pieces colliding?
This would be consistent.
Because the timing is perfect.
Far closer than it seems.
He didn't have to cover her. He didn't have to dig a hole. He didn't have to do anything but just take her lifeless body, walk over to the side of a cliff, and let her go.
They weren't in her car.
Oh, really?
But listen.
His main thing is to get out of her line of sight.
If we believe what he says, during this fight, he could have backed off, but he didn't.
Every suspect makes a little bit of an error, a little bit of a slip-up.
Did he tell you where she might be staying?
And just that one little bit is everything.
He wasn't just a murderer. He was a lazy murderer.
But he kept trying to make a believable story.
It's the really good detectives that can put together these cases. People cry and cry for justice until they get it, and then they beg for mercy.
He's now housed at the Texas Department of Correction.
I don't have the energy I used to.
He has the appetite.
I'm better today than I think I've been in the past 13 years.
These people, the entire cold justice show, they are our angels. Without them, we wouldn't be facing this trial.
When we take on these cases, the odds are against us from the get-go. We're all committed and we're all passionate about going after the truth.
It's just overwhelming. It really is.
It's not just that we're getting justice, because you get justice as a prosecutor and as a cop all the time.
God bless you, ladies. There's a special place in heaven for y'all.
But the beautiful thing about these cases is that these families can finally start to have the answers they deserve. And it's just unbelievable.